Welcome to Expose Under the Sun. I'm your host, Valerie Lockhart, publisher and executive editor of the Detroit Native Sun, a community newspaper that strives to empower and enlighten our readers with helpful news and information that's not readily found in mainstream media. Pick up the September issue. It will be on your stand soon, and will feature an inside scoop on the EAA, or Education Achievement Authority, or as others like to call it, enslaving Africans again, or easy access to Africans. But before we begin today's show, which will also focus on the EAA, I'd like to invite you, our viewing audience, to be my co-hosts, along with Hodo, who will be joining us in a little bit. But before we start, we do have a few announcements. I believe we have P&D uniforms and accessories on the line because you know it's back to school time. Delano, are you there?
No, this is Shalonda.
Shalonda?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us, what do you have to offer over there?
We have a full variety of different uniforms, different plaids, skirts, jumpers. We cater to most of the schools here in the city.
Okay.
We're also offering a 10% off on our French toast items.
Okay, so we heard that you have a variety of uniforms for all schools, DPS, public, or
Yes,
charter, or...
charter, academies, all schools.
Okay, and where are you located, Shalonda?
15262 East 7 Mile Road. That's in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, and that's 7 Mile at Hayes, is that correct?
7 Mile at Hayes, yes.
Okay, and what are your hours and your phone number there?
Our hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7 p.m., Sunday, 1 to 5.
Okay, and the phone number that they can reach you at?
The phone number is 313-881-3881.
Okay, repeat that again for them in case they didn't get it.
That's 313-881-3881.
Okay, and that's P&D uniforms and accessories. I've been over there. They have a huge facility, all type of uniforms, not only for the school kids, but who else do you cater to, Shalonda?
We cater to nurses, churches, chefs. Also, we have shoes also.
Okay, great. And give them the address and phone number one more time.
The address here is 15262 East 7 Mile Road. Serving the community with pride.
Great. So thank you so much, Shalonda, for joining us on Expose Under the Sun. Again, that's P&D Uniforms. They're one of our new advertisers to the Detroit Native Sun as well. So you could pick up the September issue and see their ad there. And Shalonda told you that they are also offering a 10% discount. So just mention the Detroit Native Sun or that you saw it here on Expose Under the Sun. And they will give you 10% off of that uniform. And we know that goes a long way. We do have another caller on the line. Caller, are you there? Okay, well, we'll get back to them. We also have some other announcements. After All Auto Clinic is offering seniors ages 60 and older 20% off of all of their repairs. And they also accept FIA vouchers. They offer free oil change with any tune-up, and you can also get a free alignment with any front end work. And if you're in need of brakes and rotors, they have it for you for only $175, which includes parts and labor for most cars. So again, visit After All Auto Clinic. They're open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're located at 13151 West McNichols, east of Schaefer. And if you're unable to drive, they have towing available. Give them a call at 313-345-2400. That's 313-345-2400. And we also have another auto repair place for your convenience, Cooper Auto Service, which is located at 10300 Livernois off of Grand River in Detroit, is also working to put you on the road. They offer both major and minor repairs on domestic, foreign, and European vehicles. And this month's special is CV axles or hub bearings for only $140. And this includes parts and labor for most cars. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 to 4 p.m. Towing is also available or drive by. Again, 10300 Livernois off of Grand River. Or call for a toll at 313-935-9000. That's 313-935-9000. And tell them that you were referred by the Detroit Native Sun, and you might get a little bit of extra off of it. And we have a few calls waiting. Again, our subject today is going to be on the Education Achievement Authority, which will be featured in our September issue of the Detroit Native Sun. And a lot of people are referring to it as the enslaving Africans again, or easy access to Africans. And I have Hodo, who is not a newcomer to the station. He's going to be joining me because he's very active in our Detroit public schools. So he's going to join me on today's show as well. And I see our lines are already lit up for this particular topic. Okay, it's good to have an engineer right next to you. But thank you so much, Hodo, for taking out time to do double duty. He's not only directing, but co-hosting.
You want me to work harder, that's all.
That's right. Work for that money.
I don't know if I like the way that sounds, but anyway. All right.
Well, I did a little bit of research on the EAA, and I was so disappointed in my findings. Thank you. Doing that director duty. So disappointed in our findings. We're sending our kids over to a state-run school. First of all, they illegally took over the Detroit public school. Well, they probably say it was legal under Public Act 4, where they could sell off our, property to so-called balance the budget. But still, those are schools that were bought by taxpayer money.
Yeah, and so then they're renting the schools out to the state for $1 a year.
Yeah, $1. So how did we make money on that?
Well, you don't. Because now it's run by the state. You have no say-so.
Right.
The parents have no say-so about what's going on. The teachers don't necessarily have to be accredited in that particular subject in order to teach the classes.
They don't have to be accredited in anything.
Well, I'm just saying.
From my research.
You could have a accounting teacher teaching biology, basically. You can have...
They're not even teachers. That's the point. They're not even certified. They just got their bachelor's degree. It could be in anything.
Right. And
they just come in and say, I want to teach English.
They're telling you how much better the schools are going to be. And when I had the conversation with John Covington at Persian back in March discussing this very subject, and I asked him, how do you know? How do you prove that something is better when it's never been done before?
Well, they experimented over in Chicago. They laid off 2,000 teachers and put in Teach for America, people to replace those certified teachers, just like here in Detroit. And but I haven't seen the results from those. I mean, they're still complaining.
You won't. But this is the thing. All of us know, like this weekend was my class reunion, my Doughboy reunion.
Oh, Persian, huh?
Nobody really even knew anything about this. The ones that live here or the ones that were gone, the ones that live in the burbs. They didn't even know that it had happened.
Wow.
Some tried to maybe that's for the best. And how do you know this? Again, they're telling you that the schools that they took were the failing schools.
Right, the lowest 5% in the whole state of Michigan.
So they say. But if that be the case, that means that as they absorb the students into this particular entity, they're looking at them as being the lowest of the low from the moment that they walked in the door.
That's right.
So that means that systematically they will not be teaching them the priority or prioritizing the way that they should to make them excel. The main thing is to get the money.
Exactly.
And also it coincides with the state being in a position where they're about to pass the law where all of the penitentiaries are going on the stock market. And that means that the more people that get locked up, the more dividends for the shareholders. Also, it's an initiative that I'm researching right now. I'll be able to tell you the exact name later, but it's another entity that I'm researching, and they said, dealing with the same thing with the penitentiaries, they want to make sure that they have 95% of every prison facility filled.
Oh, wow.
So all of this ties in together.
So we're going to see a lot of brothers being pulled over.
Well, you know, you're going to have 95%, and you already know who's about 75 to 80% already.
Right. And back to the EAA, they say that they're 60% failed. And I can't understand how a parent, well, someone, you know, made the comment, and I guess they were just, you know, trying to be funny, but saying that, well, maybe the parents are special education themselves for them to be able to, you know, voluntarily put your child into a school like that.
Right.
Where your child is.
But the thing is, nobody has brought this stuff to the table. The parents don't know. They're getting these letters sent to them. I got one of them sent to my house about how good to register your child in these brand new EAA schools.
Exactly, and they're doing a lot of marketing on the radio.
And I meant to bring it to read on the air, but I, you know, didn't know I was coming on.
Let's take one of these calls because they've been waiting for a while. Caller, you're on the air. What is your question or comment?
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Hey, Stevie.
He know my name.
Hey, Stevie. How you doing?
Fine.
All right, Stevie, you got something to talk about the EAA schools?
I going to a special Olympics bike riding.
That's good.
And then I was leaving 2 weeks.
All right. Let us know how you do when you come back.
Okay.
Or how you did.
All right.
Thank you.
Caller, you on the air. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Brother Hodo.
What's happening, bro?
My famous brother.
I don't know about all that famous stuff. Maybe infamous.
I wonder, you know, I didn't know if you had heard that Robert Bob that started that new whatever y'all
the
call
EAA,
these schools.
right?
They giving it to his friends to run. So basically, he's going to get money from both ends, from the state and from these new school systems.
Well, he's a part of it for sure. But the thing is, man, can you blame him? If the people are not standing up and saying anything, I mean,
did you say go ahead and get that?
You remember that old saying, you see a sucker bump his head?
Right.
Well, and that's what they consider the entirety of the population of Detroit, a bunch of suckers, so they bumping our heads.
Yeah, I was wondering what are they going to do with the kids that are deaf. I went to the school with Helen Moore.
They who?
The deaf kids.
They who going to do with the deaf children?
Well, what school are they going to be able to attend?
They don't know.
There's no way for them to determine that because, first of all, they're not really having school board meetings yet.
Yeah, we went to one with Helen Moore at the high school down here on 14th and met with John Telford was there, some of the board members. And now the kids that are deaf and the parents have to, you know, they can't put them in regular school because they have
Well, that's what they're encouraging them to do. Put them in regular school.
They're going to do the same thing that they did with the children who were at the school where the other schools where the children had maladies like that. They've incorporated them back into regular population. And that's, if nobody says anything, that's what's going to happen across the board. So, you know, the thing is that you have supposedly 800,000 people inside the city of Detroit, allegedly about 300,000 as registered voters. Now, why is it that only between 45 to 100 people ever show up in any of this stuff? So as you guys are out there fighting, numbers are the only thing that people who are in some kind of position adhere to. 45 people to 100 people, even 200 people. They're not paying no attention to that.
Yeah, we're going to have to wake up the citizens because I know most of the teachers don't know nothing about sign language and teaching the kids how to sign. And then when we was at the meeting with Helen Moore, we found out that they threw away all the kids' books in the dumpsters.
Oh,
one
wow.
Teacher brought one that she filled out the dumpster. She said the book cost anywhere from $50 to $75.
Yeah, that's a shame. And they're doing that because it's only 25 students in the deaf school, but they still need that special, you know.
I'm hoping that everybody stand up, wake up, and try to protect our babies and make sure that they have the education and the books and things they need. This is basically for all the listeners that are listening, get involved in your children's education.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Thank you for your call.